Now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hi again, everyone. Two teams really moving in different directions, but hey, the Redhawks hoping to change all that tonight at the Show Me Center against first place UT Martin. Skyhawks, by the way, winners of 7 straight, but Simo comes out smoking, and Luke Almodovar with that 3. He can shoot it. How big is that to have a guy that can hit from anywhere, where he can hit them from anywhere? Braxton Stacker, meanwhile, when they were missing, they were hustling on the glass, and Stacker goes in and gets the putback. UT Martin certainly not a first-place team by accident. They have some weapons. Philip Petofsky goes in and scores on the lay-in, but before you can hardly look and say, uh-oh, don't worry about it. Almodovar again, he had 22 points to lead him, hits a 3 right there. Martin again, another weapon inside. Niang goes in with the slam dunk, but anything you can do, we can do better. That's what the Redhawks are playing. Stacker with the dunk right there. Then off the miss, Marquise Bell, he goes in, grabs it. You can just see the effort that Coach Brad Korn is looking for. He gets the basket. And then how about this end? Talking about effort, the block off the dunk attempt. And that was Landron blocker appropriately enough. And then Brendan Terry puts it down. SEMO wins 66-50. They snap that 7-game winning streak of the Skyhawks, get a win of their own. All right, how about the women's side of things? Redhawks and Skyhawks both coming off their big wins over the weekend. Kiera Jones inside for Southeast, gets the bucket to go right there, and the crowd certainly appreciates her effort. And if you get the hot hand, go to it again, right? One more time. Jones in there, scores up and in. Meanwhile, Martin, hey, they're good every single year, it seems like, doesn't it? On the girls' side, Nora Clark with the 3-pointer right there. Redhawks kind of up against it, fighting that battle. Carmen Taylor, nice move. She'll get inside and score this one, the up and under. We'll go ahead and put the score up on the board for you. And there you go, 67-56 UT Martin. Girls high school hoops. How about Senior Night at Jackson? How about Addison Tate scoring both the JV and varsity wins for Jackson? They take them both. We'll put the score on the board as they win big over New Madrid County Central. Also, Notre Dame girls beat Kelly 56-27. Boys scores. Jackson, they went on the road at Poplar Bluff 77-60, and Kelly beats Oak Ridge 65-53. Puxico defeats Dexter 62-47, and Scott City continues to roll as well. They win 64-39 over Advance. Former St. Louis Cardinals player Carlos Beltran has been elected to baseball's Hall of Fame. Beltran, in his 4th ballot appearance, received 84.2% of the votes from Baseball Writers Association of America. He'll be joined by former Brave star Andrew Jones. Blues on the road at Winnipeg. That the Jets get the best of them on this night, 3-1. Chiefs, hey, how about that? Talking about a familiar face on the talking offensive coordinator. Remember that guy? They're talking to him again, Eric Bieniemy. He's been serving as a running backs coach at the Bears. Looks like he might be back with the Chiefs as their offensive coordinator again. That'd be good news. And we close out with Neelyville's Zach Cowley signing to play baseball for Three Rivers College. A great opportunity for Cowley to continue playing the game he loves at the next level. We'll be back after this.